Hey everybody, welcome back to the Geriatric Millennials with Beth and Jayme.
Yes, welcome to part 2 of the best of 2022.
That's right.
We've got more.
And actually a lot more.
I know. Oh my gosh, it's so fun to reminisce and think about the last year and think of all the best of.
Yes, because we had a good year. We experienced some great things. I mean, by we, I mean you. But yes, I'm glad we're going to get to share them now.
Okay, so what's next?
Movies. Did you watch some movies this year, Jayme?
I watched a couple, and I will say I went to the theater at one time.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2 times. And I saw Where the Crawdads Sing with some of my book club ladies because we read that book and I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Is it a theater movie? No, not really. But was it fun to go to the theater and do that? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It was a good movie. And I feel like they stuck pretty close to the book. So yeah, I really liked it.
I just watched it on Hulu or Netflix or something. It just came out. I wasn't going to watch it. I told you I was going to boycott. And then it was like a Friday night. I had nothing to watch. And I was like, and I saw a clip of it on TikTok and I didn't know what it was. And I was like, ooh, that looks like a great movie. And I was like, dang it. Yeah. And then I was just like, okay, I'm going to watch it. And I really liked it. It was good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That was good. Okay.
Such a good book.
All right. My first movie that I was obsessed with this year was The Princess on Hulu. So basically it's about this girl and you're catching this girl like kind of waking up in her castle and she's like bound kind of, and you learn that she's the princess of this kingdom type of thing, and she's locked up and they're like forcing her to get married to somebody or something's going on. I mean, it's because you don't know what's happening. It's kind of confusing. But then all of a sudden, girlfriend is not just like a princess. She's like freaking an expert in murdering people. And it was amazing because she just started defending herself against this army that's trying to like overtake her family, and she's just taking out people right and left. Like she's been training to be like
and she doesn't know. She has no memory. What?
She has a memory. No. She just
you just didn't expect.
Yeah, because as the viewer, I'm just coming into the story. They're not setting it up. And then they do some flashbacks, like she always wanted to be a knight, but her father was like, absolutely not. You're a girl, da-da-da-da. And so she started training with one of her father's like private security guards and his daughter. And it's just so...
What is this called?
It's called The Princess.
I think I want to watch it.
It feels so like one of those things where it just feels so empowering. Like, yes. Yeah, I'm not going to just sit by defensive. What am I trying to say?
Defenseless?
Thank you. And just like wait for like somebody to come save me. She saves herself. She saves her family type of thing.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's cool.
Yeah. It made me like, like when you watch those movies and all of a sudden you're like, I think I need to take Krav Maga. I think I need to like do something. And then I'm like, like, I bet I could do a high kick. And then you try, you're like, I could not kick somebody in the face. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Like I said, I didn't watch a ton of movies this year, but one of the movies I watched, I actually really liked it. And it was so weird, but it was so good. I wonder if you've seen it.
What?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yes, that was next on my list. Yes.
Oh,
so good.
My gosh.
Frankenfingers.
The fingers, yes.
Hot dog fingers.
The hot dog fingers. That is one of the first things I think of when I think of that movie. But it was so well done. It was so good. It was so interesting and so unique and different. And part of the time I was just like, what's happening? Like, I don't understand. I felt kind of lost, but also so intrigued. I feel like there were a lot of messages in the movie, a lot of things I could relate to. Also a lot of really weird stuff, incredible costumes and things that, oh my gosh, it was fascinating.
So good.
It was so well done and like entertaining and engaging that I actually remember it.
Yeah, it was so good. And my favorite thing is that the dad, do you know who the dad is?
From Goonies.
Like he kind of came out of
wherever he's been.
Well, he was like a martial arts, like a stunt coordinator and stuff on films. And he worked on the production side of stuff on that side of the house. And then he said in an interview, there wasn't a lot of roles available. And then this came up this many years later and he's so good in it.
He really is. Yeah.
Anyway,
it was so good.
Okay. This is another Netflix movie. I don't love Netflix for all their everything they do, but they had some good movies this year. I really liked The School for Good and Evil. I mentioned it before. It's about these 2 girls that live in this tiny little village, and it's like peasant times, like people are having carts that are, you know, wheeled by a horse or a mule. I don't know. It's that type of thing. Medieval times. And one of the girls is just so sick of being in that town. And anyway, she does something and they end up both being pulled into this other universe, basically. And they end up at this school. And like there's one school that's like for good witches and one for like bad witches. Mm-hmm. And the girls think they're going to go to, the girl that thinks she's going to go to the good one goes to the bad one. And the one that didn't even want to be there goes to the good one. And it's just kind of, it's a great little story. I know it's based on a book series, which I don't know how close it is to that, but I just really loved the actresses in it. And it was just like, it was just nice to watch, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, anyway. And then, okay, my other one is a movie called Stalking Laura, which is from the 80s, starring Miss Brooke Shields. And it was a made-for-TV movie. And I think I saw it as a kid, and I found it on Apple and bought it again this year. And then I watched it nonstop for like 3 weeks. I was like, oh my gosh. And it's a horrible tale. It's like, it's awful.
Why did you keep watching it?
I don't know. It was just, my brain was like, this is what we need to watch to do things. And I don't know. It's just a really good show. And it's about one of the first, this is horrible, but it's a true story about this girl who starts off, she's like working in like Silicon Valley, you know, in the 80s and computers and, you know, all of this stuff. And she's working for this company and this guy becomes obsessed with her. And I love stalking movies. And I just think that
why?
I think it's so fascinating how people can get fixated on people to the point where they want to destroy them. Like it's just such a weird thing. Anyway, and it's a true story about this guy and he gets so fixated on her and she's like rejects him and, you know, all this stuff. And he ends up going to work and like pulling out a gun and he like shoots her and all these, it's horrible story. But it's a great made-for-TV movie. And it's fast. Again, it's just so interesting, the mind of this guy. And the actor that plays him is like, I don't remember his name, but he's like so good in the role. And Brooke Shields great in it. And it's just like, and then like, of course, then I start researching about the real woman and all this stuff. And she's gone on to do amazing things. She survived. But it's just like,
well, that's good.
But the guy, I mean, he did hurt a bunch of people. Yeah. It's
wow.
Okay, on a lighter note, but not. So my last one, I'm going to spoil this movie. So spoiler alert officially, this is a Korean movie called 20th Century Girl. And it's set in like 1990, late 90s when we were teens. Okay. So instantly I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like, and it's about this girl and I can't remember. She ends up going to this like new school and she has a best friend and the best friend's really sick. And so that she's like goes away to America to get treatment and whatever. And before she had left, she had met this guy and she asked her friend, like, help me keep my spirits up, like keep track of him and like find out about him. And so they're emailing back and forth and she's like spying on this guy and she makes friends with his best friend in order to like get closer to him. And like the best friend thinks she likes his best friend. She's like, no, blah, blah, blah. And there's just all this like calamity shenanigans and stuff. And it's just like, it's so cute. And again, it's very just reminiscent of my own final like years in high school. And so the best friend comes back from treatment and she's all cured now. And she sees a picture of like her friend and the guy she likes and the guy's best friend. And she's like, oh my gosh, there he is. And it's the wrong guy. The girl was following the wrong guy. Oh, no. And so the guy she's falling for and that they're falling in love is actually the guy that her girlfriend likes. And It's just a mess. It's a mess. And so they kind of get it all worked out and it's just like kind of heart-wrenching and stuff. And then he ends up having to move back to like, he's came from Australia and his mom lives there, but his dad lives in Korea. So he's moved back to Australia. It's a whole thing, guys. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Except all of a sudden he stops calling her. Like they just stop talking. And they've been talking all the time. And she never finds out why. And finally, she gets this card in the mail. And it's like an art exhibit. And she goes and it's their story. So it's like...
Oh, weird.
It's like all like their stories playing out in front of her in this visual art thing.
That's weird.
And she's like, yeah, it is weird. And then like they had this really sweet moment under a plum tree when they were both like, you know, like falling in love with each other. And there's a bench that has his name, date of birth and death.
What?
He had died.
What?
And Jayme, when I tell you I was distraught, your girl was heaving, sobbing.
Oh my gosh. Because
I just thought, oh, maybe they lost connection. Like if he lost his like cell phone, flip phone, he didn't have her number written down. Like who knows?
Oh
Jayme,
my.
I was sobbing for like an hour and I'm on Reddit. It's like the worst story ever. And I'm on Reddit, like different things, like reading
well,
about
I'm
this.
not going to watch it
and
now.
they're like, oh my gosh, I'm destroyed. I'm like, me too.
Okay.
I'm destroyed.
Do you recommend this movie?
It was so good. No, I don't recommend it. I mean, it's so good though.
But why?
Because it was a movie that devastated me. I know I didn't explain it right, but it's so good.
Oh.
I know I just ruined it for people, but I already said
it's so
spoiler.
good if you don't. Yeah, if you didn't know that.
If you did know, it still would be good. You just
think so?
You would go in with like, okay, brace yourself for the trauma.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, it was so good.
Oh my gosh,
I loved it so much.
I can tell.
So good.
I can tell.
I can never watch it again though. It's like Steel Magnolias. It's one of those movies that just rips your heart out.
Yeah.
Okay, that was all for movies for me.
Oh my gosh,
save the best for last.
So good.
So after that trauma, let's talk about something more fun. What were your beauty picks for this year?
Oh my gosh, beauty picks. Okay, so I discovered this brand last year in 2021, which I mentioned, called Ilia, and I had just gotten a few things. Well, I have been using them all year long. Still absolutely love Ilia. It's my favorite brand of makeup stuff. And I've gotten a few more of their things, and I just really, really like Ilia. And okay, I'm going to get into this in a little bit, but I did a color analysis this year and changed my life, changed the direction of a lot of things for me. And I want to talk about it more. But one of the things that I learned was that cool undertones look better on my skin than warm undertones, which I was fully convinced of for up until that point. So all my makeup was like gold and brown, like warm, all these warm browns and like all these warm undertones. And so immediately, the day of this newfound discovery, I went to Sephora and immediately bought the Ilia eyeshadow palette in cool. And I felt so happy that I could just like go do that because I knew I loved the other one. And I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette that I got from Ilia in the cool undertones. So yeah.
I suffer from dry heels. It's very, very sad about it. I never thought it would happen to me, but as I've gotten older, you know, my feet need a lot more care to look nice and glowed up. And so I found this thing. I was at the TJ Maxx the other day doing some Christmas shopping, and I found this. It's like a heel stick for like dry heels or cracked heels. My heels are not cracked, okay? They're just dry. And so it's this little. I think it's by Onyx, and like it looks like an old school deodorant stick, and it's like you just rub it on your heels each night and put socks on, and then it helps to keep them hydrated and
it's
moistened.
working.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here for the long run. Like I have all winter to get these feet spring and summer ready. So
okay.
Yeah, but I really like it, so I highly recommend.
Okay, my next one in beauty products is Frownies. I discovered these in 2022. I will say that I have not been as consistent as I need to be for them to be effective. But it is pretty cool when you put those on your forehead and then you wake up and take them off and like your forehead is completely smooth. Because I have some deep wrinkles in my forehead and they're gone in the morning. I mean, they come back towards the end of the day. But if I was a little more consistent like I was in the beginning, I could tell a difference. So I just reordered some and I really do like Frownies.
Nice. I have discovered scalp massagers specifically for when you're shampooing your hair this year. I got one in my FabFitFun box, and basically I put my shampoo in and then I take the little, it just looks like a soft plastic
glove.
No. I'm
You're holding your hand like
there's a little handle and it has all these spikes on it, and then you just like rub it all over your head and it massages your scalp. That. It is freaking amazing.
I want that.
They have them at TJ Maxx, $5.99 or $3.99. Can't remember. One. They're so good. It lathers it all up, and it's supposed to help stimulate like hair growth and healthy.
Want one.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I need to see it.
I will show it to you before you leave today.
Okay, my last beauty product that I have been using these for years, and I will continue to use them. They are Color Street nail strips, and I love them. And I did not just discover them in 2022, but I would say it's still the best of. I did get my first dip powder manicure in 2022. Loved it. Did not love the price tag. I'm just not gonna. That's just not in my budget to keep that up. And so Color Street is a lot more affordable, and it lasts, and it looks good, and I just love. It's just such an easy product to use. It's like dry nail polish sticker strips kind of thing, and you just literally stick them on your nails and push them down, and then like your nails done. And so,
but you always have good looking nails.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, I put these on a week ago, and they still look good.
Yeah.
And it's just nail polish. It comes off with regular nail polish remover, and it doesn't damage your nails. And so I'm very happy with Color Street.
Nice. Okay. My last one is not necessarily beauty, but it's self-care, and it's slippers from Target.
I still need to get some of those.
Well, not anymore.
What? You got me some?
I got you some slippers.
You're giving them to me right now?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they match yours. I love them. Thank you.
They do match mine, so we can be twinning when we're not
These
together.
Are so great.
Yes.
Thank you.
They have little rubber grippies on the bottom so you won't slip.
I have honestly
warm.
looked for them, and I have not been able to find them. I don't know why not.
It was not this because this moment was meant to be.
Thank you.
So I'm so excited for you to like be able to rock slipper socks when you are at home. They're so warm and cozy. And even after washing them, because, you know, they get a little bit like more, because right now they're very fluffy. Yeah. They get a little bit, but nope, my feet are always warm and just ready to go.
I love how you just like pulled those out in that moment. That was so amazing. I love it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Before we move on though.
Yeah.
I need to talk about color analysis. How that changed my world.
Yes, we have to. You had quite the experience.
I did. So best of 2022, when I was thinking of beauty products, because I'm going in this new direction now, I need to mention the color analysis that I had done. I went with a good friend. We went, and this is something that I have been curious about for quite a long time. I've been having conversations with friends about seasons and colors and all of that stuff for years. Was fully convinced that I was an autumn. So really, and because I love like earth tones, right?
All and you look good in them.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
However, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go do this because my friend really wants to do it. And like, I'm just going to go and, you know, it'll be good to have everything confirmed, you know, so I can just continue confidently in the direction that I've been going in, building my wardrobe, consciously making decisions about investment pieces or whatever. Oh my gosh. I was so shocked and so stunned to discover and find out with my own eyes that I was not in fact an autumn. I was the absolute opposite of that, which is a summer, which is cool undertones. All the cool undertones. I could not believe it. I had a lot to process, but I will say that now that I'm going in this direction, it's exciting because I feel more confident. I feel good about it, even though I would have never worn blue before. I am currently wearing a blue scarf, and I just love that I was able to do it, and now I feel like I know, and I can continue on this journey, even though it's a big shift. And so I guess I wanted to, I just was thinking of that in combination with the beauty products, and just because now I'm looking at totally different colors, like, and I feel like I'm kind of starting over. So I wasn't able to just like go out and buy a whole bunch of different, like replace all my stuff with different colors, but I'm slowly adding things like different lip colors, different blushes, things like that in the cool tone palette.
It's a whole new world for you.
It is a whole new world. I'm just like, what in the world? And she put on purple lipstick on me, and I was like, I hate it. No, this looks terrible. And now, guess what?
You bought
that's
some?
That's the number one thing on my list next is I'm going to find a color like that.
Oh my gosh. You're embracing it.
I'm
You're
committed. I am totally committed to this. So yeah.
I love that. Okay. Music this year. My Spotify like rewind was embarrassing because I didn't really listen to music. And so when I was trying to put together like what songs was I listening to this year, it was embarrassing. And the only songs that came to my head were TikTok songs. And the most listened to song on Spotify that I had was I'm Free by Kenny Loggins from the soundtrack to Footloose. So
That is so funny to me.
It's ridiculous.
You know what? I don't have a list of music either. I think because I'm either listening to a book or podcast, or I'm listening to bachata or salsa music, which I will get into shortly as we continue this favorites of 2022. But I don't really have much. I did discover Harry Styles this year, and
that's a good thing.
What is it? It's Harry's House. I like that album.
Yeah.
So I'll put that on mine.
I'll say that my favorite songs this year was it was the Corn Kid song. It's corn. When I tell you that that's hard for me to get out of my head, it's really hard. And I would just be walking through my apartment alone and it would be quiet. I'd be like, it's corn. And I was just like, please stop. And then the other one is another kind of meme song where it's this little black kid and he's pretending to be this emo kid and he's singing like, I want to kill my mom. I want to kill my dad. I want to kill my grandma.
Yeah, that's terrible. I don't get it.
I know. But I do. And many of us out there do. And I will sing it. I was singing it at work one day and I was like, you can't walk around like, I want to kill my mom. Like, you are going to get in trouble. But it's so good. And I will definitely link it in the show notes if you haven't seen it. So,
oh, that's funny.
I only have experiences / food left.
Okay. I have recipes, games, and activities.
Oh, girl. Okay. Okay.
That's what I did.
Okay. Okay.
So go ahead.
Activities.
Oh,
yeah. What were the things that you were so excited about, like that you got to experience this year?
Activities. So I have dance lessons.
Yes.
Because 2022 was the year of Jayme Takes Dance Lessons. And I'm obsessed.
Yes.
I'm on a break right now because they're not offered. But immediately when they were available, I signed up.
Yes.
Because I love it. And I always wanted to take dance when I was young and never had that opportunity. And then I had babies. It just has never been the right time or available or anything. And I feel like now is the time in my life where I can actually do this. And I'm having so much fun doing it. And so we started in February, I think, or March of 2022. And I mean, when I tell you, I will go out at night late.
I know.
And I will dance. And I never thought that I would do that because I would be way too tired. But it's like energizing for me. I mean, I love it so much. I'm so excited. So yeah, that was a new activity that I think is going to just continue.
Very cool.
Okay, so games. Discovered a new game.
Okay.
It is called Telestrations.
I love that game.
It is so fun. It's like Pictionary.
Yes.
No. It's like telephone.
Yeah.
But with drawing pictures.
Yeah.
So hilarious.
It's so fun.
So fun. Oh my gosh. I want to play that.
It's such a it's a really good dinner party game. I was at a dinner party with all these octarians.
What's that?
People that are in their 80s.
Oh.
And so they were like, let's play a game. And they brought that out and it was the most fun.
So good. Fun. Okay, so yeah. All right. Last category is food and recipes. Okay.
So first and foremost, I really, really, really like Marie Callender's vegetarian chicken pot pie.
Okay.
So it's fake chicken. And I haven't had a pot pie in many, many years. And I found this at the Safeway one day. And I was like, oh my gosh. Now, is it the best pot pie I've ever had? No, that would be my dad's pot pie that was made from scratch. But when have been a vegetarian for a long time and you don't know how to make a pot pie, if somebody has a vegetarian pot pie, you're just going to eat the pot pie and be happy. And I was. And it was delicious and it's yummy. And sometimes I crave it and it's only available at one store in our hometown, which is annoying.
You got to stock up when you go.
But I don't want to be a pie. I don't want to just eat pies because they are definitely high in sodium and like not like healthy. Great for you. But yeah, I'm like obsessed.
So this last year in 2022,
yes,
we started eating French dip sandwiches.
Okay.
So random.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah. Delicious.
Bam.
Done.
French dip. It is now in a regular rotation.
I love that. This is not my own recipe because I don't cook, but banana pudding, specifically from the Tough Del Trade. Yes! I cannot get enough of this banana pudding. It has like little wafers. It's fantastic. It's so good. Delicious. It has like marshmallow on the top that's been burnt. And it's just...
No, it has not been burnt. It has been...
browned.
Caramelized.
It's been toasted. That's what you do. Toast it. But it is so good. Like every person I meet, I tell them about this and I'm like, you have to get the banana pudding. And every person that gets the banana pudding are like, that was really good. And I was like, I know.
Yep.
I know.
I'm one of those people.
And I have to hold myself back from getting it all the time because I want it to be special. But it's so freaking amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I only had French dip.
Oh, I have another. Okay. So recently I went to another, not a new restaurant, but a restaurant I never go to. It's called the Three-Eyed Fish, which I'm not like a huge fan, but it's good. It was fine. I went there mainly because it was like kind of be a snowstorm and it's close to my house. So if I had to like drive home at like 1 mile an hour, it wouldn't take too long. But anyway, I meet a friend there and we get appetizers and they have these steak fries that come with this sauce. And it's called chimichurro sauce. And I'd never had it because I guess you put it on meat and I don't eat meat. So I've never even seen it before. I guess it's from Argentina or something. I don't even know. But this sauce, and it was just slathered on some French fries. It was so addictively good. I could not get enough of it. It was the point that the server kept trying to take the bowl away because all the French fries are gone. I'm like, no, we're dipping this pretzel that we have over here in the sauce. Don't take it. Yeah. They came again. Don't take it. They came again. We moved the bowl to the inner side of the other side of the table so they couldn't get to it because we were just like licking the bowl. It was so good. And so I immediately go on the TikTok and I find recipes. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so easy to make. It's like flat leaf parsley and this and that. So easy. So I buy all the ingredients at the Safeway and I made a special trip to go to the Safeway and I get all the stuff and I'm so excited to make it. And so, oh my gosh. So
did you make it?
Jayme, this is a process. So I start to make it and like you have to chop everything really fine and da-da-da. So I'm chopping all the parsley up and I'm like, I'm kind of getting it. I'm realizing I don't have knife skills and that's like a problem, but I get it together. And then you have to I just have to say, I didn't print out a recipe. I didn't read a recipe. I was just watching the TikTok guy do it. Like I watched a few TikToks, but they had the recipes, the ingredients. So I just did it. And I'm watching this chef and he's like doing the thing. And so he's like chopping up all this garlic, and the garlic, you have to get it to almost a puree. So he's chopping, and then he's like rubbing his knife with it and getting it all pureed. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm trying to do it. It is not working. So I'm chopping all this garlic. I have garlic fingers. And then I put it into like a little mini food processor, the kind you pull with a string.
Okay.
That is not doing it. So then I'm like, do I get my other food processor? I'm like, no. But I saw another guy and he was doing the same recipe, but instead of chopping it, he was using a food grater to just grate all the garlic down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a food grater. I'm going to do that. So I start taking my grater. I'm like, it's just turning into a liquid. I'm like, I'm using a microplane. So it is just like liquefying the garlic. So there's not enough garlic. So I'm like, okay, well, I think I got enough. So I put so much garlic in. Everything is smelling like garlic now. And I'm washing my hands and it's all garlicky. And I'm like, okay, Beth, you can keep doing it. Just keep going. And this is like a Thursday night. Like this is not the time to be doing this. I just like, I'm going to make it now. It was not the time. So I'm making it. And then you have to pour all this oil in. And like I poured how much they said to put in, but it was way too much oil. And so I start blending it all together, all the other ingredients, and I taste it, and I don't even remember what it tasted like now. Like what the original tasted like, because this tastes so weird.
Really?
And it doesn't taste right. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I think I used too much oil. So I'm trying to strain oil off without like losing the parsley and the little bits of garlic that have made it in there. And like I had bought crusty bread to put it on there because I was going to like dip it in the bread and stuff. It didn't turn out. It did not turn out. So I put it in an airtight container and like maybe it just needs to sit in the fridge and marinate on itself, which it does not. But the fun thing is that my house has now smelled like garlic for like 2 days straight. And I tried so many things. And I'm like, I had to clean my garbage disposal because the garlic was just coming from all the stuff I had like washed to get off. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, I really want it though. And so now I'm like, I'm going to have to go to this restaurant all the time just to get that stupid dip.
Well, maybe you should find an actual recipe.
I think that was like where I went wrong.
Yeah.
Is like, I probably should have got a recipe and read through it a few times and looked at how to make it and not just like try to watch a 30-second TikTok over and over and over for 40 minutes while I tried to make it. Yeah. But anyway, it was definitely a best of. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah. So yeah. Yay 2022.
2022. Oh my gosh.
It was a pretty good year.
It was. I feel like it was. Especially after the 2 years before. Dang.
Yeah.
It was much better.
It was much better.
Thanks for a great year.
Thank you for a great year. It's been an amazing year with this podcast. We've done over 50 episodes. We've posted every single week. It's been amazing.
And by we,
it's been a we effort. It's been a royal we effort. But it's been really fun. And so I think that that's something really exciting that 2022 brought was just our podcast and spending time together and learning so much more about each other and all of that. So yay, 2022.